Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It with me and my girl, my SVG sister, Ms. Zahara. Let's just make sure she joins. She should be joining anytime now. I hope you guys had a really great week. How are you guys doing? How are you? Have you been well? Special shout out to all our mothers on this platform that we have going here, and I hope you guys had a really wonderful Mother's Day that was just Sunday gone. I hope you guys got hey girl. Let me get Miss Zahara on here. Yeah, there we go. Zahara should be. Hey everybody, thanks for coming on the live. Just getting started, and I wish you guys a happy week. I hope you guys are doing okay and healthy. There's been spikes with COVID all over the place. Hey Mimsy, hey girl, thanks for joining. There's Miss Zahara. Let me get her on the live. Hey, woo. Hey Tawala, hey. Ooh, all regulars are here. Sarah, where are you, honey? I'm pretty sure I added. Did I not do the right thing? I did. Hey, Puff. Ooh, Tobago in the house. Olia, Tobago in the house. Tobago's in the house. Hey, good afternoon to you. How was the weekend, Puff? Hey, Wendy. Oh, Wendy Brazil is here. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you, darling. Okay, guys, we're just waiting on Zara to come on. I think she's coming on right now, so we can get into tonight's episode. And I was just asking you guys how was the week. Hey.
Hello. Okay. Good morning. Hello, darling. How you doing?
How you doing?
I am good. It was a very long day today. It's a very long day. How are you?
Okay, I understand.
Yes, but I feel your energy. I feel you're just on tonight. You look gorgeous. Hi, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Puff,
Hey,
I'm glad you had a
Puff. Let
great
me see
weekend.
who's here. Hey, Puff. How you doing? Hey, just a sad. Everybody is on time
Girl,
tonight.
all people are here.
The tribe is here. Hi, girl.
I was feeling kind of winded until we started, and I'm like, okay.
Who else? Michelle is here. Mimsy is here. Who else? Everybody give me a check-in.
Juan is here.
I can't go back, so I need a check-in. All my people.
Yeah.
How you doing, girl? Last week, I think I'm still recuperating.
Oh, it was that good.
Well, I was from our show. From our show. I don't know.
It was epic.
It was. I'm looking for my headphones. I don't know. I mean, I have headphones that I'm looking for my wireless headphones. I can't find. I had them in my hand 2 seconds ago. Old lady vibrations. Anyhow.
By the way, are you hearing me clearly? Because my headphones, I left them at work, and the wireless ones, I can't find them. So
okay. You know why Mercury? Not that you know, but Mercury is in retrograde now. So that means that all technology is going to go out the window, and it's just going to be full madness until June.
Yeah.
So buckle up and prepare. Yes, so I'm still recuperating from last week. Oh gosh, at least let's do the intro. Hi, everybody.
Hey, let me just increase the volume on my end. All right, good.
So let's talk about this and that.
Let's talk
and
about
everything and everything else. I'm
Zara.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll introduce myself. I'm Zara, the host of the Happy Brown Girls podcast. This is Annisha, the host of 5 Years to 40, represented by Digicel. Shout out to Digicel and the Go Loud app. Yes. We always got free credit. Everybody who doesn't want my free credit, continue to ignore me. Yes. Zara walks around with free credit every day, all day.
All the time.
Download.
Y'all need to come in and grab some of this. No, for real though. I find
I'm offended. I'm offended. I am literally offended at this point. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to give away something else. I don't know. Maybe we need
Yeah.
to like talk to Digicel about giving away fiber internet.
You know what? They say affirmations is what really makes a difference. So we will affirm and claim that on this day, we will have wonderful people to give all this good credit away, just like we give away all these good vibes and
You know,
energy.
I
Yes.
feel like they're gonna take away the free credit from me if I don't start giving it away for real. Oh, you see, Michelle says she's. I saw Michelle today. First of all,
Oh,
Michelle, I saw you
hey,
today. I don't.
Michelle.
It's a very rare sighting, but she was looking so beautiful. And Michelle has the most beautiful eyes one could ever see. You
She
know
does.
what? The most beautiful eyes. So Michelle, I was
Oh,
so happy to see you today. And normally if I'm driving, I don't catch anybody's eye, you know, because I'm like fully
right.
focused on the road. And I saw her today, and I was so happy to see her. So
Oh,
I was so happy to see you, Michelle. Thank you for that. You gave me a
I
little
love
bit
it.
of joy. So, oh,
Yeah,
she's postpaid though. Girl, give me a prepaid number. Give it to somebody.
girl. Exactly. You can just pass on the
I don't know.
pay forward. Pay
Yes, you
forward
know,
material. Just put
we're
a
gonna.
number, and we'll send it to them. But guys, we know we're so grateful that you're joining us again. You know, Zara said we're both on the Digital Go Loud app, and we really want you guys to go ahead and download the Digital Go Loud app because it's just an amazing space for Caribbean content creators. There's international news and entertainment there as well, but it's a space for people like us who, just up and coming and about to be great. But we have a space that we can let our voices be heard. So
About
you
to be.
can
We
get.
are great. We're walking in greatness every day. Look, we got our people. The tribe is walking with us today from the jump. Like, we don't even have to wait 30 minutes. Amen.
I stand corrected. I
Amen.
stand corrected, goddess. Yes.
Like, the tribe is here. The tribe is here.
So, but it's a really great space. So you guys make sure to go ahead and download the Digital Go Loud app. And Digital is an amazing sponsor. They have credit for us to give away to all of you for free. So direct message us, Sarah, if you're in St. Vincent. And Puff says we're great already. Mwah, we claim it.
We love Puff.
And
Puff
direct
is our
message.
resident male.
I'm saying we have to get them on the live. We just have to get it walk through
Puff,
this
I think Puff
segment.
needs to do our like intro. Like, we need to play an intro. He needs to do like
Right. Let me set it up.
he needs to do a
No,
little
let's set
like
it up.
30-second mix in the beginning so we can play our joint and then start talking. Okay?
I like it. I like it. I mean, that would definitely be great. Even more greatness.
I think
Let's do it.
so. That's
Pop,
good.
let's talk about
Puff,
let's
focus
talk
this
about this.
out.
Pop.
Yeah, let's talk about this. We did a little 15-second, 30-second mix in the beginning so that we can get this party started. But yeah,
Have fun.
download the Gola app. It's a really great content. Our podcasts are on there. I know that you have current episodes. I have older episodes, but new episodes will be coming in September. We're going on this, yeah, finally.
Yay.
We're going on this on the Instagram lives until we take break, and then we'll be back with the Happy Brown Girls podcast in September, just going in and going hard and talking about all things that Black women need to discuss.
Exactly.
So let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this,
We on
girl.
tonight, girl. We on tonight.
We are. We are. We are. I feel
I
it.
had a couple glasses of wine. I think we'd be good to go. All right.
We did. Lucky for you. Listen, I've been feeling like really jaded. So we talk. I mean, we didn't really get into like a hot topic, but I've been feeling kind of meh. So I said I had a glass of wine, and then I said, I just have some water. So I'm having some good water with chlorophyll and a little bit of rosemary in here to revitalize myself and refresh
First of
myself.
all,
Because,
I'm hearing that chlorophyll is really great for your body. I was reading an article about that
yeah,
yesterday or something like that.
you are.
Yeah. I was, and I was like, okay, I need to add that to my water in order to
Yeah.
get this spot. Oh, wait, I have something to push. Finally, I have something to
Dang.
push. So the Happy
Hey,
Brown Girls, we are having our initial I'm calling it the Sacred Woman Experience. So
okay.
me and the group of ladies are going to move through the book Sacred Woman from Queen Afua.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. It's not structured just yet, but we're going to start
Mm-hmm.
to have the conversation. So we're going to create somewhat like a support group for all of us who are getting ready to start that journey through the Sacred Woman book. So we're going to support each other, help each other be accountable, work through, send pictures of our altars, send pictures of us dancing, doing, just having that support group.
I
My friend
love
Corey,
it.
hold on, my friend Corey is here. Hey, Corey. Talking about he's drinking chlorophyll every day. Oh, we went to high
Okay.
school together back in New York, doing great things in Atlanta. Hi,
Okay, Corey.
Lovey. Oh, miss you. But so the Sacred Woman Experience. I'm like a puppy. I'm just like all over the place. The Sacred Woman Experience. Starting. We have our Zoom meeting starting tomorrow. I'll send you the information. We'll post it on
Yes, let me
we'll
share
post
it.
it
Let me
on the
share
Happy
it.
Brown Girls page, yes, and we'll post it on Hello Zara's page. And, we'll just get this started because I feel like health and wellness for the Black woman is top priority for us now, today. And anything that we can do to help to support each other and get our bodies, minds, spirits, environment, all things good and balanced for our new selves, for this awakening that's happening with the world today.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll
Yeah.
be happy to promote the word. And
Yes.
what's beautiful about what you guys are doing, you're doing it for yourselves, but you're also doing it for the world. Like,
Yes.
when you're doing it together. It's a beautiful thing. So
We're
yeah.
gonna try our best. I mean, it's a big feat. It's a really a lifestyle change, and it
Right.
would affect your whole household, lifestyle, body, spirit, mind, everything. So we're gonna take it bit by bit, but we're going to walk through it together. The tribe
All
will,
right.
the tribe shall be strong.
Ah, that's
I finally got something to promote, girl.
yes. I think that's something to promote. So
Finally.
what are we gonna do? Should we jump right into it, or should we talk, like, how was your Mother's Day weekend? We didn't even talk about that. How was
Mother's
that?
Day weekend was lovely.
I saw you said you were.
My son and I went to a brunch. It was really
Yay.
great. Yes, and then we just relaxed and chilled. Food was great. There's a new restaurant in St. Vincent called Ada, and
Ah,
it's a Mediterranean restaurant. Turkish food, which is great. I love that St. Vincent is now a space where we are inviting lots of different things. We're in this sort of like renaissance. I feel like we're in this like hotel slash restaurant slash entertainment renaissance period here in St. Vincent. And I'm loving every second of it because I get to eat, my favorite thing to do, drink.
what
So,
else is there to do? Breathe and eat, like, and nap.
and
Nap.
yes, and nap. So it was a wonderful Mother's Day. How was your Mother's Day?
It was very good. Like, so my daughter and I went on the Saturday night. We had a nice little dinner. Hey, Miss
Nice.
Trini Alley.
Hi,
Hey,
Miss
sweetie. We
Jenny.
had we had a great dinner, and then Sunday I just took it really, really easy, really slow. She wanted to cook, and whatnot,
Nice.
but we had
Oh,
like a
it must
little.
be nice to have a child that wants to do things in the home, like cook, clean,
Yeah,
take a
it was.
shower. Boys are
Well,
gross.
okay.
Nobody told me. I wish somebody would have told me that after I stopped bathing him, he just stopped bathing. So I'm like, come on,
Well,
kid. Too
I don't
much.
always get it, but when I do, I'm thankful, girl.
A
So,
girl. I'm with it.
we had a nice, quiet weekend, and that's pretty much what I
Lovely.
want.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm happy that you had a wonderful Mother's Day. It's always a
Thank you.
blessing to be a mom. And
It is.
shout out to all the moms, aunties, all the caregivers, those wonderful
Yeah.
women who sacrifice themselves for the children in their lives. So, yeah. All right. Well, we hot topicing today.
Well, girl, I had my head all over the place, and I'm like, I
Can
think we
we
might
talk
just.
about, I don't know if you know about Kevin Samuels. Are you familiar with Kevin?
Good hot topic. Good hot topic.
Good hot
Oh,
topic because
girl.
I've been talking about this for like 3 days now, and
Talk about
for those who
it.
don't know who, all right, let's go. For those who don't know about Kevin Samuels was this sort of life coach slash shock jock, but on social media slash advice
Believe.
giver, American, Atlanta living. Corey, I hope you're still here so that you can give me some insight on, the male version. Actually, No, I don't know if you'd want to come on live, but if you want to come on live, let us know. We'll drop you on live to talk about Kevin Samuels
Yeah.
because you're in Atlanta. You are a lovely. You see, God is like, girl, you better be quiet. You are a lovely man, and he talked a lot about like high value relationships and
Mm.
there, in the beginning it was more so accountability and responsibility for the black couple, meaning black men should do this and black women should do this, and then it sort of took a shift to, well, if you are over 35, if you have a child and not married or divorced, if you make, less than $100,000 a year, then you're a bum, or, you're not worthy of having a luxurious life, and unfortunately this man keeled over and had a heart attack and died. And the internet gave him nothing. They gave him dust. And I am still in shock. I'm trying not to scream because I do not want to scare off our viewers right now. But girl, I was like, the internet, that's the first time I've ever seen the internet give anybody just dust, like nothing. Like the night he died, it was just like little rumblings on Instagram. But then the next
But
morning you had to like look for it.
to find out, did this really happen? Like, is it, they say karma's a bitch and then you die.
Literally.
Literally. And that was Kevin Samuels. Now let's get it straight. I am not laughing at his death, but Kevin Samuels made a lot of money out of discriminating and just demotivating and demeaning the black woman. Like
The black woman.
he was really the behavior, the
And the
language,
disrespectful part about it is that the black woman is the backbone of the United States of America. The black woman is out there getting educated, saving lives, creating space, creating levels. We're out here just doing, if it wasn't for black women voting in Georgia, you understand? Like the primaries and the president and like Kamala, like the whole system is on the backs of black women, and you have the audacity to sit down and degrade and demean black women that want more for themselves.
And tell them settle for whatever you get because you're not worthy of anything. But when the first few episodes, I think there was one in 2020 where like I think that's where he really exploded. A lot of people thought it was this woman talking about she's a vet and she had like a master's degree or whatnot, and she was trying to get this guy, and he's like, you would die alone. That line vibrated across the whole internet. Like everybody talked about your die alone. And I remember listening to it. At that point, I was not dating anyone. I finished my master's degree. I was like in a point where you kind of think, well, you're in a good space. And what he said literally triggered me. I remember feeling it in my chest, like, oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
What is he saying? Like, you have a child. So even if you're educated, even if you're taking care of yourself, even if you're taking care of your home, even if you're taking care of the people around you, you should just settle for like any kind of man, because more than likely you're gonna die alone. That shit sent me into a spiral. Like I felt it. I remember talking to several people about it.
Right.
But what I realized afterwards is that first of all, Kevin Samuels don't matter.
Kevin Samuels has died.
But more than that, Zahara, what I found interesting is that he had a whole following of men who believed in him and thought of him as an advocate for them.
Yep.
And that's where I started focusing on more. I thought, well, listen, what he's saying, a lot of guys agree with. And so I started, joking the conversation with a few fellas that I could have that kind of talk with. And a lot of the guys
agreed with him.
It's not as extreme as him.
Yes.
But a lot of fellas feel
agreed
like
with him.
Feel like once a woman have a child, it's not their responsibility to get involved. They don't want to be in a relationship with a woman, that child. A lot of people, feel like if you're making a certain amount of money, they don't really want to be around you. There's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't get on the surface. So I think in a way he dug up a lot of things. And
Yes.
it is scary, Michelle. It's scary because you think you're doing better for yourself, and you think in a way, well, I mean, you do it for yourself. You do good. You do better. You work hard, whatnot, so that you can improve your circumstances and circumstances of the people around you. But you would never think that makes you less of a candidate to be married.
Desirable person. Mm-hmm.
You would never think.
Yep.
But that was
Agreed.
revealing with what he was saying. And a lot of guys feel that way. So that's where I turned
But my thing is like, why? And we need to figure out why a lot of guys
that's the
feel that
conversation that
way.
needs to be.
Because for me, I'm no longer single, but for me being a woman that's dating, I'm not married, again, yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's happening. I don't I never felt like being a mom or being a divorced woman that my stock went down, because there was so much other things that went up post divorce that
Right.
I felt like, fully worth it. You know what I mean? And then
Exactly.
if I were to get married again, and if I were to have more children with my husband and get divorced again, I don't feel like that then in turn brings me down, because at the end of
It
the day, I can support my children. I'm still a baddie. I'm still educated. I still have my businesses.
that's
Like
it.
my like J Lo, like my, even though she doesn't have multiple children, but like, that's my goddess.
Yes.
But it's just like, like I feel like if we had more self-esteem and we're not feeling shame for having multiple children or having children out of wedlock or being divorced and in the dating pool, and it's not a huge deal or like shame attached to it, then men will have to, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the
Yes.
day, I still come as a full package deal, and I come with a
That,
bonus. You know what I
that's
mean?
the
Like,
whole
I'm
thing.
still like super duper 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 fly. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So,
You missing out.
totally, 1,000%, a thousand
How and
percent.
why would you want to? So that is what was shocking. Like, are these guys really going to rob themselves of the experience? Because I consider myself an experience.
Total,
You're, you're going to
totally.
rob yourself of an experience of me, of my family. My daughter is like a joy to be around. You're gonna rob yourself of
It's a
that
bonus. It's
because
really a
you
bonus.
think that is my value gets lower because I have like, you crazy, like you missing out. And that's why a lot of people in relationships are, they're unhappy and they can't find it because they're trying to follow some weird status quo, when
Yeah.
the truth is you have to like and love people for
What they
who
bring,
they are
who they are,
and,
and what they bring to the table,
and
and
what to bring
you
to the
know,
table.
definitely, definitely.
Child, la la la
It's
la.
very weird, and I think we need to dig a little bit deeper and maybe
We
get
do.
somebody that has more information on it. But like, or I know that there's also this sort of state mentality where it's like, okay, well, I only want to make children with one woman, and like, or have children with one woman. So like, what if you want more children? What if you meet a lovely woman? What if you meet a younger woman who wants to have more children? Like where,
Mm-hmm.
like what, how does that really work?
Mm-hmm.
Like in your head, how does that really work? Because if you choose to be with a woman that's a lot younger than you, of course she's going to want to have children,
Yeah.
and or if she has children already, what are we like, used goods because we've had children?
And more than
That's
that, men are missing this huge opportunity when they consider women with children to be like, they're not gonna get involved, because they're missing a huge opportunity from not being in the children's life. Like,
right.
women can do a lot of amazing things for kids, but there's certain things, that certain energy and certain guidance and protection or whatnot that men bring that children never forget.
Right.
And I feel like the only real way you could become a legend
Mm-hmm.
or immortalized is by
Right.
the amount of things that you put
It's
into
your
other people.
legacy. It's your legacy,
It is
and
your
what
legacy.
you leave, for you,
Yes,
for your whole family and their
that's
teachings,
it. And
and
you
what I
don't
mean.
even
My grandparents have been gone for a very, very long time, and we still recite things, and we still live in the way that our grandmother has raised us.
that's
So
it.
it's your legacy, you know.
That's it.
So
So you get to extend your legacy by being in this child's life. That you could come into this child's life when she's 8 or 10 or 12 or what 4 whatever. But when that child is 24, she like I remember Mr. Paul used to always say that da, da,
Mr.
da, da. And
Paul,
every time she says Mr. Paul's name,
Uncle Raja.
Uncle Roger always used to say that, And she's telling her kids about Uncle Roger. And every time she says it, you become immortal.
Yes.
Men don't even realize like this is an opportunity for you to become a legend.
And then sometimes there are parents there's some children that have their fathers and they're not looking for a father figure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they have healthy, normal relationships with their dad. And being a I don't even consider myself a single mom or being a co-parent. We're not
Right.
looking. You're not looking for a partner to be a dad. Like, we're
No.
looking for a partner to be a partner, and
Right.
then in turn be a male figure in our
That is
children's lives. But that
that
doesn't
is
necessarily mean that we want you to be his whole dad. I don't need anybody to be Aiden's dad. Aiden has a great dad. He has a wonderful
that's it.
dad that's present and
That's
there.
it. That's
So.
it.
But Kevin Samuels dying was a whole God.
Karma is beautiful.
And I study karma, and people think like karma is what goes around and comes around. No, karma is really what you push into the universe that is coming back to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think God
It's a
shocked
one.
God
Okay.
shocked a lot of black men. God shocked a lot of black men, and people die all the time. Things are flukes and shit goes down, and like it was like a movie. There's like when there's a movie and then there's like an unexpected death. I don't know if you
Right.
watched Sex in the City from back in the day, but I'm 42.5. So Sex in the City was really, really hard for me. I was on it hard back in the days. And there was an
Right.
episode where this girl was like having a moment and she was drinking. It was in this like New York City apartment and it was, stories and stories up, and she's drunk and she's like, what? I hate all of you guys. Get out of my place. I just hate all of you. And then she falls out the window and dies. That was Kevin Samuels, because it was just like, like God didn't even say, okay, well, let me give you a heart attack scare. He was like, I'm
Nah.
going to give you a whole
It's like
entire heart attack and
hard.
take you from Earth. Like,
Hard out.
girl, for me,
It's
that was
done.
a hard one to swallow. That was a hard one. That one was a hard one to swallow. It was. There was no indication, like nothing. Like there was nothing. I need a little
And
something before.
and
I
then
need a
nothing
little
happened.
and I need a little like angina. I need a little like I need a little like,
I'm hospital.
lab
A few days in the hospital.
I need a little lab
Nothing.
report that shows abnormal heart rate. Like I need something before that's saying, okay, like this ticker is not ticking the way it's supposed to. I don't need death like that. That's really traumatic for me.
Like that. Let's talk about that. Like Kevin, your time is up. He was probably working
Shit.
on a rotten episode, and God was like, "Nah."
He was probably like, tomorrow I'm going to say this.
God was like, "Hell no, no."
God was like, that is too far. Let me just pluck you out because that is way too far for life. That's crazy to me. That just literally blows my mind. It literally blows my mind.
But I still believe that we and the people who remain, like, who still have voices, need to look deeper into why so many men found his message as truth. I mean, there were men who gung ho real hard for him. Mm-hmm. And you would see it. You would see it in the comments back when I used to watch. At a point, I just cut it off because I'm like, he's making good money out of.
Well, apparently his viewership was I think it was like 70% Black women. So a lot of his followers and a lot of his revenue.
Michelle said, I read he was having sex when he died. Not sure if it's true though.
Yes, he was. Well, it was the next morning. He had taken a woman home, and apparently she was a white woman, but that is not confirmed. So please, whoever, don't sue me. I don't got no money, right? But apparently it was a white woman, and she was a nurse. And the next morning is when he had the heart attack, and he died. Yes, and she was trying to save his life, but he was already dying. It's crazy. Yes.
Well,
You know, and honestly speaking, from his intonation, you can tell that he was not a champion of black women. You know what I mean?
no.
So him with
Never.
a white woman, you know, I am not surprised at all. Um, but
Although he would claim otherwise.
mm?
He would claim otherwise. He often said, he loved black women,
Yeah, but you
but
couldn't love black
yeah,
women and say those things and be
exactly.
traumatic and be abusive to black women. Like, you know, the things that he would say to black women who are trying their best, who are single moms, who are educated and educating themselves in order to create
Yeah.
a better life for themselves and for their children. You know, you can't use abusive verbiage and be like, okay, well, you know what, I'm just telling it what like it is. You know, and then it feeds into that mentality where we need to be rough with black women. We don't need to be rough with
Yeah.
black women. You can be
We
soft
had
with
enough.
us.
Yeah.
I want you to speak to me nice all the time. I want you to
All the time.
doll me. I want you to be lovely with me. And I don't need you to tell me, oh, well, you know what, you don't deserve to because you a bum. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, no, we're
Mm-hmm.
trying and fighting for our lives for the last
Mm-hmm.
two generations of Black
Mm-hmm.
American women, fighting for our lives to create a healthy, wonderful, comfortable environment for our families. And while the Black women, she's getting on a podium, and while the Black
Go
women
ahead. Go ahead on your soapbox.
while the black women were there fighting, their black husbands were in jail or working low-level jobs in order to create, and then with welfare and everything else to get the help from the government, they couldn't have a black man in the house to begin with. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like you're kicking
The
you're
man.
kicking us whilst we're trying to get up, which I
Yeah.
find is very offensive because, again, back to my original statement, black women are the backbone of the United States of America. I
Mm-hmm.
I did not grow up here in the Caribbean, but I can say with some conviction that black women are the backbone of the diaspora. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to respect. And yes, there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, ladies, well, you know what? If you want a man or if you want a particular life or a particular lifestyle, you know, now it's time to soften. Now it's time to open yourself up to have a man take care of you. There's a way to speak to people in order to get your point across without abusive verbiage.
Yeah, you don't have to be a prick about it.
And
And he was.
she drops the mic.
Oh,
That's all I gotta say. I'm still shocked that he died. Still, I think it's gonna take me another week or so. Like I think I'm like a week behind of settling down from our weekly shows because I'm
girl.
still hearing the echo of vagina in my head from last week. So you
That's
know,
right. I'm
yes,
coming out. No. So listen, sir. Just one, just one more thing though before we leave the Kevin Samuels topic and get into our main topic, guys. Tonight we're talking about social media.
yes,
While you're here with us on social media,
yes.
but anyhow, Kevin Samuels, um, you gave a statistic, but I didn't even realize that 70% of his viewership was female,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of
Black
hard to believe
women,
in.
black women.
So it just kind of goes to show how we like pain because some of the stuff he
Well,
was
that's what we're
complaining
used to. I mean, that's what we're used to. You know, we're used to the
like,
struggle and the roughness.
yeah,
You know, that's
yeah.
where we're
But
most
now with
comfortable.
you, I mean, I retweet everything you said about speaking to you nice. I mean, and that's something I know I do well. Like I tell people, don't talk to me rough, don't talk to me loud, don't even bother to like yell or anything. Like don't do it because I will not respond to you. And I think everybody know in all my relationships, don't do it.
Yes.
Don't. at work, at play, the people I hang out with, don't yell at me.
Yes.
And don't talk to me in no type of, you can
Yes.
talk to me in a type of thing. I
Yes.
shut down.
Yes.
It's like, okay,
Yes.
do
And
that,
I
but
didn't
no problem.
grow up like that. I mean, my dad is a wonderful dad. Like he hardly wrote, raised his voice to me. He's
Mm-hmm.
always been very, very sweet to me in the way that he interacts. Even now, I mean, he's a lovely man. I don't do well with the hustle up. I had an ex who one day he would talk to me. He was hustling me up. I was like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
I was like,
Don't
do
do it.
not speak to
No.
me like that. Do not hustle me up and don't. I don't like it. It's not nice.
Yeah. I don't even
It's not
get
nice.
angry. Just like I've become very indifferent. It's like,
I
okay.
get I get angry. I get angry. I
Exactly.
don't like it's one thing if we're having contention or whatever it may be, and it's a back and forth, but that's sort of like roughness. I think that
Mm-hmm.
as Black women we need to start asking our partners and
Yeah.
ensuring that our partners speak to us properly, and speak to our daughters properly,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they can recognize abusive verbiage.
Yeah. Don't do
Abusive,
it. You
definitely.
communicate and
Yeah,
get all those messages out. Get to the
yeah.
solution. No, no.
Kevin Samuels has died. End of story. Crazy. Mind blowing. I need to see a documentary on Kevin Samuels immediately. BET, VH1, E News Network. What else? What are the
Mm.
other kind of like, yeah, those. Probably
He might be
BET.
on Discovery.
BET,
He
you
might
need to get
show
on
up
it.
on Discovery ID because that then was kind of sus.
That is
I'm just
true.
saying.
Or 2020 or some nonsense like that.
It was kind of sus.
Well,
But hey,
I don't think it was sus. I think God was like, okay, had enough. You need a moment. But what a
pull out.
moment! What a moment that was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
came and he
shocking.
left at the same time.
He sure did. He sure did. He sure did. Well, rest in peace,
Okay,
Kevin Samuels. Let's move along.
great. Rest in peace.
Okay, social
Rest in
media.
peace. Social media.
What do
So
you?
I think I'm really happy that we got to talk about this topic because social media it's in all of our lives and
Yes.
it impacts so much of our lives, our behavior, the way we think, the way we act. So uh, you know what? I'll do number one, and then you the first thing I talk about. So just what are your thoughts on social media? Like, how do you feel about social media?
Well, I grew up in the 80s and 90s where social media was not part of our lifestyle. Um,
Right?
when we had AOL, when I started working, there was AOL Messenger. It started with AOL Messenger, then BBM Messenger. And, growing up, we didn't have cell phones. We had
Right.
landlines, and, you know, it was very you had patience. You had to wait. You had to wait
Mm-hmm.
for your mail. You had to wait for a phone call. You had to check your not voicemail. You had to check your answer machine.
Answering machine.
Yeah, if you did, if your teacher was going to call your parents, there was no immediate. There was no emails. There was none of that. It was like 7 o'clock at night, and your teacher will call the house because that was around dinner time, and everybody was home at that time. Um, with social media, it is for me, um, it's a lot for me. I don't do a lot of social media platforms because I feel like it can be very overwhelming. But I also find it very fascinating in the fact that there is so much information at one time at one place. I was talking with Mabu, and 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 we were talking about encyclopedias, and like doing research, because we talk a lot of mess. I talk a lot of mess a lot in my life in many different platforms, not only on this, but
You're
like
so consistent.
I
Whatever
am
you
very
love you.
I am very consistent. So, we talk a lot of stuff. So we go on Google a lot because we have to prove each other wrong, right?
Okay, I like that. That's fun.
So, I'm like, remember when we had to go to do all of our papers and all of our book reports and everything, all of our research and everything from the encyclopedia, and now you don't even have to open up a book anymore to do anything, because everything, and I know that, Google is not part of social media, but it has opened up all of the plethora of information coming in at one time, coming into everything is at your fingertips and everything is easily accessible. I am How do I feel about social media? To answer your question, I think it's mind blowing, but it's also very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because it's not where I came from. It's not what I'm used to. So I have learned to kind of stay within my lane. It started with High Five. Remember High Five?
High five.
And then it was MySpace, which was amazing because, I'm a woman of music and I loved having my page. And then I had all the glitter coming down, and then they had the song, and whoever dropped their new song, you change it to your MySpace. Did you have MySpace?
I don't think I had MySpace. No.
Right. Well, MySpace was after High Five. High Five was more like in the Caribbean, I
Hmm.
find. And then we have
Yeah.
MySpace right before Facebook. So
Ah.
MySpace dropped like right before Facebook, and then Facebook came and just took over everything, and then everybody moved over to Facebook. Um, but MySpace, I feel like MySpace was better than Facebook because you were able to create your page to represent who you were. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So there were like codes. There was a little bit of like coding going on, and science, like computer science kind of shit going on, and it was really cool. And then Facebook came and just took over, and then we have the Twitter, and then we have the Instagram, and then we have the TikTok, and then we have my son uses
Snapchat.
no, he doesn't. And then we have Snapchat, but he uses something else. I can't remember the name of it, but it's another social media. And then WhatsApp. WhatsApp is also considered social media.
It is.
It
Yes.
is. It's a social media platform. Um, and it really changed humanity. MySpace. Michelle said MySpace was cool. It was. It was really the joy. Um, it was.
Let
Um,
me see. I'm missing the comments. I'm missing the comments. My
yes. Michelle said MySpace was cool. It was. Um, but I feel like now social media has taken over every generation.
Yeah.
Like Facebook is now my parents' generation, which is crazy to me and weird. And my aunties and my old aunties and like everybody is on Facebook. And I feel Instagram is like us, like Gen Z and Gen X, and and then there's TikTok that I cannot still can't Snapchat that I still can't figure out how to use. Like I can use it. I just use it for the filters because I'm old. And but Snapchat is like it's like built for the younger generation.
Yes.
And we have Snapchat and TikTok. So have you ever gone down the TikTok rabbit hole?
So I started my profile in February because I said to myself I would start doing TikTok. I did one video and I was like, shit,
That shit
that's
is
it.
too much work. Like it's too much
It's,
work. I am too
it's like video
old to
editing.
be
People get paid
dancing,
for that.
lip syncing, catching it, then doing this, and then and then I'm about to have a whole old lady moment, right? And then these little, because y'all know I work with children. These little she drinks her water. These little children, they can't even dance. All they do is dance like TikTokers, and I'm like, every move is not like a choreographed. Like we used to be able to dance. Like, you
Right?
get on a song and then you dance. Right. And you like ad lib your dance and you knew who could dance and who couldn't dance. But with TikTok, it's like it's just like everybody's like,
It's not natural. I'm sorry. It doesn't feel like them trying. What TikTok needs to do is to come down in one of we carnival and get some moves from
I'm
there.
talking about my children here in the Caribbean. I'm talking about my children here in the Caribbean.
But
All
you
they do
see,
is dance TikTok dances.
they're following the North American dances, so we need some Caribbean dances on TikTok for them to understand what dancing really like.
Girl, I
I
don't
don't know.
even
My
think
thing
it's
is,
like North America anymore. It's not even an American well, you know me.
but
I'm
TikTok
pro
is
my
yeah,
people. Yeah, TikTok is
yeah.
American, but like it's also
Is
like
it?
Africa.
I thought it originated from China.
I'm not
I could
sure.
be wrong.
Somebody needs to do the research on where
Yeah,
TikTok
somebody needs to
originated.
do
Somebody hit us.
where it comes from
Right. Somebody said,
and let us know in the comments.
Wendy says
And
that she
while
mainly does Instagram. But it's TikTok is literally all over the world. Like, Afro beats dancing, you see Asians, in China and in Korea and in
right,
Taiwan, and they're doing it somewhere in Asia, China and Japan. In Japan, like it's not even,
because
I don't even think it's like
the
North
Koreans
American
are big.
influence anymore. Like
Oh,
everybody, America is now not like the end all be all. It's like it's made the world so much smaller.
it's true. Guys,
Yeah.
just drop in the comments if you guys are on TikTok. Cause like, is TikTok a thing for our audience? I would love to know if they're actually in it.
I feel like Instagram is like the lovely,
Well,
the middle
yeah,
ground. Instagram is the middle ground because it's easy enough to. I can't dance, so TikTok is out. But you see, the thing is if you learn the dances, then you can dance on TikTok because it's literally like learning the choreography little bit by little bit. Um,
it's too much work, girl.
it's a
Mm-mm.
lot of work. I can't do it. I can't do
No,
it. You're a
no.
viewer. Michelle says she's a viewer on TikTok. I've gone down the TikTok hole, and I could be in TikTok for hours just going through
That's
different videos
true.
and reels. The same thing in reels on Instagram. I could be on reels for hours
And
just looking at video. And now the good thing about being on reels is that I was able to change my algorithm on Instagram because I felt like my Instagram, like maybe about 6 months ago, my Instagram was real ghetto. Like it was on some real like ghetto stuff that I just didn't even know how I got there in the first place. But now it's like all dog videos and like cat videos and babies and like hair braiding and so I'm very happy with reels changing my algorithm on Instagram because
okay.
before it was like angry black woman vibes, so now it's just like puppies. It's like puppies and like babies and
The
shit.
algorithm got some goddess energy.
The
Oh
the
my.
algorithm, yeah. So now it's like talk about all things spiritual
That's
and
wonderful.
like crystals and shit and dogs
Right?
and cats
But I guess
and babies.
then they understand. The algorithm is your friend now.
Now, yeah. Before
Is your
it was very toxic.
problem.
A very toxic algorithm. But
Oh my
I
God.
feel like Instagram is a lovely sort of balance between Facebook is for old people. Somebody wrote that earlier. I think it's Michelle. Michelle said her daughter said Facebook. I agree with your daughter, Michelle. Facebook is for old people because when I see all my old 80-year-old aunties making comments on other
On your
people's
stuff.
comments. Or I had to delete my father from Facebook because he was
Oh my
commenting.
God.
Listen, he was commenting on my friends' photos, and I'm like, oh no, sir, delete. I'll see you in real life, buddy.
I like it though, because I mean, I get to, I have a few aunties like in Trinidad and in Canada and them places. So every now and then I get to, say, how you doing, auntie?
Yeah.
Looking nice.
It's
And,
lovely.
you
It's
know,
lovely.
comment.
It's lovely to.
And
I feel like
But I
Facebook
don't.
has brought the world together. I think it's a
Exactly.
nice, wonderful, neutral place to
Yeah.
share. But to be on, I'm not on Facebook every single day. I'm on Instagram
Neither me. Neither me. Neither me.
every day. I'm
It's
Instagram from morning to evening. Not all day,
yeah.
obviously, but checking in sporadically on
Yeah.
Instagram. But Facebook is more so like when you want the world to see your life,
Yeah.
you know?
And I'm thankful for the stories that Instagram has going from Instagram to Facebook. So that way I could kind of still have a minimal presence in Facebook. But I don't really go on there very often. I mean, in terms of me, for my relationship with social media, though, well, not relationship, but I think social media has a lot of good because I believe, like you said earlier, it's a place for education.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn things on social media, even sites like YouTube, which could be
Mm-hmm.
considered
Yes,
social
it
media.
is. Definitely.
Great place to learn. It's a great place for networking and connecting. You can find your tribe. Like we found each other on social
Yes,
media, girl.
we
We know
did.
people who
We
found full relationships, full-fledged relationships, man and woman, um, whatever gender. But like
yes.
proper
Yes. Uh-huh.
relationships
Definitely.
on social media and
And then we have
Instagram.
LinkedIn. That's more of an employment social media site,
Right?
which is great. A lot of people are heavy on LinkedIn and
Yeah.
posting, news articles and posting just, things that inspire them within their workspace, workspace space, outside
Yeah.
of their
Yeah.
actual physical workspace. um,
Because me too,
I find
people.
that people really post inspirational articles and like weird, well, not weird, but I think it's kind of weird on LinkedIn to be posting inspirational shit, but that's just me. That's just me personally, because I'm a
But
little,
I
I'm
mean,
a little.
you are so against traditional approach.
Listen, I am so against, like, I am like against Babylon. I am against Babylon. I'm like, you know what? Forget. That is for
I don't
another
understand
day.
it.
That's for another
No,
day.
but
Like, I can't. I'm sorry.
LinkedIn is powerful for real, and uh, I think it's inspirational as long as it doesn't become like toxic. So social media is good if you use it correctly. I think social media is good. And it's a great way because really and truly, a lot of us, our lives are so busy. Like we're rushing from thing to thing to thing. We get to touch base and keep up with what's going on in people's life. Um, of
Mhm.
course, how that evolves is how you feel about seeing so much of people's life. I guess we'll talk about that later, but you at least you could say, "Oh, I saw your son graduate. Oh, I saw that you guys went to this new restaurant. Oh, so when you meet face to face, you kind of keep in touch and say, "Oh gosh, yes, this happened. Da da da. I saw this. Da
Yes,
da da da." So, in a way, in that way, I believe that social media is a beautiful thing. But of course, like anything else, like any tool, if it's not used correctly, I believe it could be detrimental to your health
definitely,
and to your everything else.
definitely, definitely. Um, do you think that social media can cause strains on your relationships, not just romantic relationships, but relationships within your life and your family? How do you feel
Yeah.
about the viewership of people looking, lurking, speaking, conversation
Mm,
about,
yeah.
on what you post and how you post it?
So that is probably one of the biggest conflicts I have with social media because while I believe in sharing to inspire or to help or whatever, and sharing about things that I like and things that I experience with my family and whatnot, you always have to be aware that people are watching, and sometimes it gets uncomfortable because there's the people that kind of ghost watch. They like they don't
I call
they
them
don't comment.
lurkers. They lurk.
They're
They lurk. Yes,
They don't comment, they don't like, they don't share, and then, but they know everything that's going on with you. Like,
totally.
like you can check to see who see your status, or you can check your stories on Instagram, and you're like, you're looking at myself. You don't acknowledge me. Like, that's the worst.
Or don't
Like,
even
those are
acknowledge me in real life.
in real life, but
Yes.
you're looking at my thing. feel so weird. You're having whole conversations about me, about what I'm doing, and the worst is the people who think that your status is about them. Like my status is about me. It's
Right.
whatever I feel like. I can
Or
just be on
sometimes it's
Pinterest.
not even about how you feel.
It's
Maybe it's
funny.
something that because I'm an annoying story
Sure.
poster.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because
Me too.
I post literally like no joke, probably like 20 stories a day. And
Ah,
I
okay, okay,
do.
well
I'm
you
sorry. Yes, no, it's too far. It's too far, and I apologize to all the people that follow
it's good
me
for your algorithm.
on my personal page. I think I need to start shifting into my public page so that the world can get all of this. But
Right?
like, on my personal page, I post a lot of stuff, and I realize that a lot of people think that what I'm posting is really like what I'm going through, and it's
Right.
almost most of the time, more than not, it's really just something that resonates with me personally that I think would resonate with you.
With somebody else.
Yes. So for me, I feel like, um, I remember. I remember there was a time where, I post things and people automatically think that I'm going through something,
Yeah.
and sometimes I was going through things, but in my head,
Oh,
I purposefully didn't post about my feelings or post things to indicate what I'm going through because you don't want people to think that you're posting about them.
them.
You're posting about yourself. Excuse me.
Right.
So, it did put a strain. I remember being in a relationship and like I would post particular things and, they did think that it was about them, and I'm just
Right.
like, no, I mean, we're good. You know what I mean? I just feel like this needs to be out into the universe, and it may not even be like negative or anything else like that, but people would feel offended that I am posting those things. But I also feel like if it resonates with me, it would resonate with somebody else and it would help,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and then there's like, family wise for me, it's like, okay, well, I will post. My posts are usually really, so my actual posts are usually really like family oriented or silly
Mhm.
and funny or, whatever it may be. And it's just like, wow, you have a really great life, or like, you just there living it up,
But you
and it's
do.
just like, yeah, because that's just me per se. But my brother calls me the Real Housewife of St. Vincent and the Grenadines because he thinks that all I do is just like luxuriate and brunch. When I get my black ass up every morning and go to work every day, run businesses, deal with people, like, I bust my ass every single day. But I mean, I'm not going to post me like tired and looking like shit on social media. It's just never gonna happen. Yes,
Right.
I post my business. If you're on my personal page, I'll post my business and I'll post what I do and some fun things every once in a while. But like, I feel like social media is there to post the luxury, and the fun and like, hanging out with your friends and just in a good, healthy, fun space, but that's not all. That doesn't encompass all that I am,
That's
so
it.
like the image that's pushed out can affect how your family structure can work, whether it's in a personal relationship or like, like significant relationship, or whether it's family, how your family may
Mhm.
see you. They don't see the behind the scenes Zara's life. True. Well, Nikki
Yeah.
knows. Nikki's worked with me and we've worked together on many different things, and I have to hustle every single day and there's no day off ever,
Right.
you know. So, it's
Now,
it's
you
it's
talked
in it's
about personal
interesting.
you talked about personal
Sorry.
relationships, and I wanted to ask how you feel about. So one of the things I talked about when we were advertising for this is that, okay, so like your social media page is about you and about your relationships and the people around, whatever the experiences that you have, and you might post things, but sometimes it might impact the people around you in a negative, or not negative, but in a way that they may
An
not be as comfortable.
unsavory way. An unsavory
Yeah.
way. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what do you think about that? So like, sometimes you might post, because I've heard guys talk about women who post revealing pictures. Personally, I believe if you're comfortable with posting those things, that's on
Yeah.
you.
Right.
But it's your body, it's your
Right.
page, whatever
Right.
you post what you are comfortable with.
Right.
Um, but I know I've spoken to guys who said that, "No, I don't want my girl. I don't want my girl posting that kind of thing." I said, but all you look
Like
at it, the
what?
other people
Like bikini pics or
like
thong
like
pics or those
yes,
kind of things.
yes,
I I'm of two minds where it's concerned because I feel like as a professional woman, even though
yes.
I loathe Babylon, um, as a as a profession, I
Loads.
loathe Babylon. As a professional
Oh,
woman, I think it's important to produce an image of what you represent, right?
right,
I think
right,
it's a representation of who you are. Now, for
right.
me, I am a representation of a sexy woman. I am a representation of a mom. I am a representation of a businesswoman. I'm a representation of a holistic woman. So I represent so many different facets of woman that if I post a picture up in a bikini or in a bathing suit, it won't be looked at as unsavory because it could be the pose, it could be the bathing suit, it could be, I posted a bathing suit pic a couple weeks ago for Easter, and you know, it wasn't revealing. It wasn't. I don't. It wasn't super duper sexy. It wasn't where it was just like, damn, But I have heard of situations where there are women that are like teachers or doctors or professionals that every post that they post is like a sexy pic. Now, is that necessarily wrong? No, it's their prerogative. Is it wrong that their
That's
page is public? No, if they're a teacher and the little boys want to have a moment on their pictures. I mean, I guess that's their prerogative. There's no judgment from me where that's concerned, but
right.
I am of two minds because,
Yeah.
I walk around with little skirts on. I walk around with like when I'm not at work, I walk around with crop tops on. It's the way that you represent yourself on social media. It's the way you represent yourself and you show yourself and you show the holistic view of who you are and what you represent, you know? What do you
Sorry.
what do you
It's
think?
turning in my yard, so it's making me get
A
a little
what is
distracted.
in your yard?
I don't know. It sounds like a vehicle is
Oh,
turning in my yard. So I'm just a little distracted by
okay.
that because I didn't expect that at 10 o'clock tonight. But anyhow, let's keep it moving.
Stranger
Um,
danger.
that's I tell you about me and safety. I'm like, I don't know nobody. I don't know. But anyhow, so I agree with you. I have mixed feelings about it. What I believe is a woman's choice to share what she wants to share. I'm
Agreed.
also very aware that social media is a place people use as nowadays is a legitimate recruitment tool. Like people do,
Definitely.
like if you apply for a job, recruiters have the right to get onto your page to make judgments based on the things that you post, based on the things that you say, based on the pictures that you have, and if your image does not coincide with their
Represent.
values and their
Yes.
image, it can have an impact on you.
It does,
So
and it does. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that mentality has trickled down to the Caribbean just yet, but in the U.S., I mean, they go through your Facebook if it's an open page, and they go through your Instagram and everything. They run through it all to see if you're a great representation for their business.
so I
You
think
know.
it's really important for us as we use social media to remember that perception is everything. Unfortunately, people
Yeah.
believe what they perceive, and it's really important for us to use it mindfully. Okay. Personally, I feel like you can't go wrong if you're inspiring and you're educating and you're sharing, positive stuff. You really can't go wrong. But there's sometimes when you just need to use your voice in a type of way to your page. But just be mindful that these things can be misunderstood or misconstrued or used against you. It is a fact. Like we can't work around that. People make judgments based on what they see. It is what it is. So we just have to be
How do
respectful.
you feel about posting your partner on social media?
But I've never had the
What? Let's
opportunity.
talk now.
Let's talk about this. Well, I think
Here goes the
when
blush face. There go. When you do this, that means that it's full blushes start. Go.
instead of thinking about my person, so what I think the right person can be on your page. I think when you know for sure,
Wait, Michelle's like, no.
no,
Michelle, you better
no, I
post
mean,
that man.
this is, I think the right person should be on your page.
All
I
the
love,
time.
listen, I like to see people in love. It's so beautiful to witness. So if you are in love and you're sure that this person is in love with you, then why not? Like,
When he says only
let
if
us
he
get
is
it
my
started.
husband.
Inspire me. I would
Yes.
like it.
I agree with that. I think that, a lot of people are afraid to post their partners on social media due to the fact that they think that like the public will ruin their relationship. Like they feel
Probably.
like the public cannot ruin your own relationship. You would have to ruin your relationship.
Never try.
Hold on. You see now the girls are talking, boy. Talking about I'd only post my husband when we
Let me
know
see
things
these
belong
comments. What are they saying?
when
Let me
we
see
know
the
things
comments.
belong to us alone. I Facebook when I was Um, I used to post my ex-husband on Facebook, but not very often. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't really post a lot of my personal. I post the baby when he was a baby and those kind of things on Facebook, but
Hmm.
I've never posted a relationship on Instagram at all.
Okay.
You know,
Neither me. I
yes,
never had that.
but I plan to. I plan to. I think that it's Thanks, guys. I think that is
Yay!
exactly. Hold on. Michelle said exactly. I don't want judgment or he did this in 1990. Miss you with that mess. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you would know what he did in 1999, right? And people won't
Right.
have the liberties to really have to come to you and tell you anything about your man because you should already know or would already know, hopefully. But I feel like um, I feel like your relationships should not be a secret. And
Right.
I can't speak for Grenada, but in our community, it's like you don't want anybody to mess it up. You don't want anybody to like ruin it. And if I post it on social media, then everybody's gonna come out the woodwork and say, "Oh well, he did this and
Did
he
this,
did that," and so.
and
But I
he
see
cows pass up
such
by
but
two
I see
and
such wonderful, healthy, beautiful relationships on
yeah.
social media, and it gives me inspiration to also create that. And I know the reason why I didn't do it before. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
It
But
wasn't shown. Other
it
people.
and that's an indication that like you're like okay,
If you can't be sure, what the
I don't
hell is
know
doing it here?
I don't
Wait
know
a
what's
minute.
going to really come from this. So let me not do this because I don't need Pandora's box to open up.
Girl.
But if you really
We
feel
know. We know the
comfortable,
stuff.
we know. So if you really feel comfortable and confident in, who you're with and your relationship, I don't see any reason why you can't, express your love. Because if you're expressing your love in public, you can express your love on social media.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you know what's also great about that? If you're not if you it was ever undecided, a lot of guys would shy away from it if they have stuff in the closet to hide or things that they don't want you to know, they would shy away from it. It's a great indication to know. If
Yes.
you can't even, if a man can't even stand up and take a picture of you properly because he's afraid you
Horrible.
might end up on a
Horrible.
WhatsApp status. We ain't even talking about Facebook. You're just afraid you might end up on a WhatsApp status. You know something is wrong, honey, and you should kind of watch that. But
You're triggering me. You're triggering me.
oh, I'm sorry, girl.
Girl. No, ma'am. It's way too
And that's why
much.
it's so important for us to have beautiful, like you said, beautiful relationships out there because what you focus on grows, and more of us hardworking Black women need to, it needs to be normal to have relationships that are thriving. And I'm not just talking about working, relationships that working and we're working on it and we're working together. Like we struggle for so much other thing in our life already. Like it should be that we deserve this flowing, happy, almost effortless, but just joyful, to use your word, relationship. That should be the
Yes.
norm.
Yes, it
It
should
should be
be.
the norm.
It
It
should
should
be.
be, and everywhere. So, like how you could post, what's something we always post a lot that we like? You're posting French fries, and you should be able to post your man
Eating French fries off of you.
eating French fries with you. Ah,
Eating
yes,
French
sweet
fries
fries, sweet
off of
potato
my
fries.
stomach.
Okay, okay.
Oh goodness. But
That should be normal.
how do you feel about dating sites, finding love on social media, meeting people through social media? Uh,
So it's one of the benefits of social media because you have additional avenue, and you know nowadays it's really hard for us to meet people. Even in Grenada, where we are, it's hard to meet people. You go out, you go to these places, you might have a drink, but you don't really have the time for you to sit and meet anybody. Um, so you kind of go with the girls, you and the girls hang out in one little corner kind of thing, and the guys over here, y'all might meet eyes or whatnot. But on social media, you can start a conversation with the person and start understanding them better. So I think it's a beautiful thing. It's
do
one
people
of the
slide in your DMs?
yeah.
Yes. Do you respond?
Yeah, but I don't have time right now for all
Oh,
the DMs.
excuse me. Hello.
I don't have as much time for them as
You
before
see,
because I
Michelle said
told
she
you.
met her boo on Instagram. We knew each other before, but reconnected here.
You
Michelle,
see,
you speaking to the choir, girl.
girl, you met your Instagram. You met your butcher Instagram, Zahara. Where's she gone? I could just. So you have an Instagram love.
Listen,
You're the number.
do not put my business on the street.
Instagram lover.
Just put it this way. It was a very comfortable and easy. Michelle's laughing at me. Do not laugh at me. It was a very comfortable. Michelle, you to open the Pandora's box. It was a very comfortable space for us. So yes,
Oh.
yes. But not but and it's lovely. I think that when you move into those spaces and you really get a chance to get to know the person,
Yeah.
and I don't even, you see, look what I done started.
I like it. I like it.
That's what happens when you start shit. You start shit, and then it's just like,
I like it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's lovely. It's lovely.
And the thing about texting like that, like the back and forth, it's almost like the equivalent to what our parents and them would have had with writing letters and
Yes, it
talking and
does.
going
Because
on
you
books
really
and
get to
walks
know the person,
to get to know.
and then when when you meet and those kind of things, then you can build on that, but
Yeah.
there is that level of, and then with me, I think that I can be a little this much intimidating. So I
Ah,
think that, and I really don't respond to guys sliding in my DM because I have
you want to say it?
no, I'm not gonna say it. I speak freely. And this is where you got me when I can't talk. Um, when because it's just like, ew, guys are sliding in your DMs. It's like, no, like you're so into yourself that it's just like, you don't want to. There's a sort of like taboo with meeting guys on the internet or guys coming to interact with you through social media and those kind of things. But yeah, sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes every now and then it works, and when it does, it's a beautiful thing.
It is when it
Now,
works.
when it works, because it could get exhausting. Because some of these fellas like the shit they say like,
Or they got girls. Like everybody in St. Vincent, a lot of men have relationships.
yeah,
So for me, it's just like, if it's somebody down here, the
yeah,
chances of them actually being really single is very slim.
yeah. I like that. Really single. They're single, but are you really
Yeah,
single?
usually they're not. Usually they're
Usually,
connected to somebody in some capacity.
or
So
somebody connected to them, cha.
uh, so you
Usually,
have to ask, do you have a girlfriend? And then you have to ask, does somebody think that you're their boyfriend? That
yeah,
kind of vibe. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
I,
you know how you know when you and them start talking and you see like weird friend requests start popping up on on your thing and like the hell she knows she from she, and then you
it's too
figure out who
much.
the
It's
person
too much.
is.
It's too much.
It
It's
is
way
too
too
much.
much.
Nobody has the time or the energy for that. I don't know where you get the time to be following somebody and to unfollow and have your friend follow to
That's too
track
much
like
time. I'm too old. I'm too old for
endless.
that. I'm way too old for all of that. But I guess when you have when you're a little bit younger, I think that the younger generation has been sort of socialized in social media.
Yes,
Whereas we haven't been socialized in social media. So there's certain habits that we just never formed, where
yes.
it's like weird. You
And
know.
that kind of walks right into the next thing. Like, why do you think we make it so important? Why do we make social media so important?
Because it
You
has
ever realize?
encapsulated like every aspect of our lives. It has encapsulated everything. The first thing you do in the morning, if you don't get up and just pray, is check your WhatsApp or check who's texting you or check your Instagram or check your whatever before you start your day. And we have really been sort of trained to be part of our, social media at all times in our life. We're
Yeah.
always on, we're always
People,
communicating.
listen, I would post stuff on my status. Usually on my WhatsApp status, I would update it like around 10. Like we're not doing this, like around 10 o'clock before I go to bed. Like I would go through Pinterest. You know the Pinterest rabbit hole. I have all these beautiful quotes and stuff. I don't know if you're a Pinterest girl. I am a Pinterest girl.
I'm
I'm a
exhausted by
Pinterest
Pinterest. I get exhausted by Pinterest, but
addict.
I like Pinterest. I do have some boards. If there's like a project that I'm doing, or like if there is like an event that I want to do or whatever, I will put together a Pinterest board to sort of get ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am a Pinterest habit girl, so I'll be, and I'll find these quotes, and I'll like download, and then I'll share a few
Uh-huh.
before going to bed, and then usually like if I have time during my lunch, I will share some more at that time. But I would, you know, in the mornings when I'm checking back, you'll see people looking at your status like 2 in the morning and 3 in the morning.
I'm that girl sometimes. I'm that girl sometimes because I'd wake up in the middle of
Oh,
the night for like a couple of hours and then sort of be on my phone or watch TV and then go back down. But yeah, it's a thing.
yeah.
I don't
So
really
we
watch
all,
WhatsApp statuses too much. I find it very exhausting.
yeah.
But Instagram is it for me, and Reels is it for me. I would be down that rabbit hole for quite
Listen,
a
reels
while.
would take out a good 3 hours a day, like if you're not
It
careful.
does.
Boom,
It does.
3 hours gone.
It does.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
think that
I feel like in an ideal world, I feel like we need to refrain, or we need to pull back from being on social media,
Mhm.
because I feel like it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy to be tapped in all the time. You know,
Yeah.
we used to spend more time with our families. We used to spend more time
Yeah.
outside, um, engaging with other humans. And as we move through this era of social media, it's just constantly like we're constantly plugged in, and it's for me it's exhausting. You know,
It
for me
is.
it's really exhausting. So you know, my goal would be to reduce my social media intake by like half, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that with the Sacred Women experience coming up, it will give me more time to focus on more things.
Something else.
Yeah, and creating a space, you know, for health and wellness, and taking that time to veggie steam, according to Nikki Gaga, according to Nikita, and just take more time for, you know, to do things more for myself, you know,
Nice.
versus just being plugged in all the time. I'm going to plug in my phone. If we could interact with some of our people for just two
Yes.
seconds while I plug in.
Right. Let
Okay.
me just check. So, I mean, guys, I think guys please come up in the comments about how you feel about social media, and why do you think that we're so connected? Like, why do we, well, not so connected, but why are we so into social media? Like, why it seems like we can't look away from our phones for more than an hour? Why we always be checking or scrolling or on something or in something with social media? Like, what are your thoughts about that? I know for me, I think that just innately human beings, we need to be connected. We're herd animals. We like to be around each other. And so social media kind of amplifies that. Like, we're always connected because we are on social media. But in a way, if you're too connected, and especially if you're not connected with yourself, it could be, I feel like it would be a negative. So it's really important for us to do that, to kind of have a healthy balance. Speaking of balance, those are, before we go, I mean, how do you think we can protect ourselves as human beings? You said you regulate the time that you do.
Well, I
Like,
try.
what else?
You know, on the iPhone, it has this app or some sort of tool that you can regulate the amount of hours. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear
Okay, good. Because I don't have on my headphones anymore, so I'm going rogue. Um,
you.
you know, where you can monitor the amount of hours that you spend on social media, and after 2 or 3 hours, it sort of like bars you and gives you a little reminder. But it didn't work because, of course, after a while, you want to get back on and see who responded to your messages, who liked your photos, who's replying to your stories, and those kind of things. Um, I
And that's a form of addiction, eh?
pardon.
Uh,
It is an addiction.
I
I
think
think
it's
it
a form of
is.
addiction because the part of your brain that gets stimulated from approval, like on a normal day, if you go to work or if you walk into your house, your kids might say, "Hey, mom," did, and you get a little rush from feeling good. But when you put something up on social media, you get 100 "Hey, moms," that little zing,
And your brain,
So
and it increases your serotonin in your brain, and you
it
start
does.
to like
It does.
enjoy it. You enjoy the attention. So,
Yeah, enjoy it.
I think personally, I think that we should at least try to create a space where like it's scheduled in, and
Yeah.
really try not to check until an hour before, not even before bed, like an hour. I don't even know, I don't even want to say before dinner or after dinner, maybe an hour after dinner, 2 hours before bed, where you check and you respond, and then you just check out. Or I know that there are some tools where people would leave their phones outside of their bedrooms, once their
Yes.
children and everybody's home and safe. They leave their phones outside their bedroom, so that, or across the room, so that you don't have
Cross food.
to check. But if there's an emergency, your phone will ring and you can pick it up. Um, you know, I don't think that it's healthy, but yet
No.
I'm not doing anything actively to stop the behaviors. you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that not picking up your phone first thing in the morning is really one of the better habits that we can and should implement.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. What do you think?
That I think how you start your day usually directs the rest of, so the first few hours directs the your entire day. And so how you spend your days is how you spend your months, how you spend your months, how you spend your years. So I feel like changing your life for better and avoiding the things that you don't want to get involved in on social media or anywhere else starts with how you spend your morning. So mornings is like sacred time for me. And what I do is, well, I mean, my phone is my alarm, so I will touch the phone, yeah, but I try not to get on it or message or talk to anybody or whatnot. But then, come outside and do my workout routine. I read the books I need to read. I have a cup of tea, and then I get onto social media. But it's not the first thing that I start with because it's like once you get on there, it's like you just open, you go into the metaverse and like you start taking in everything else and everybody else, and you see the news and you see somebody's status and you see Facebook and you see something to irritate, it has this person. There's just one or two people on social media that just kind of irritate you, but you wouldn't unfollow them, although you probably know you should, or you don't want to seem like a hater, but they kind of annoy you still. We all have those people.
Bring it, girl.
We all have those people. So yeah, so I try not to mess with that. And then the other thing that I really like to do, I think that helps, is instead of cutting it off, like you focusing on other things. So instead of jumping on social media, I do my journaling because I have my little journal here, guys. And be sure to buy
Yes,
this on
order some journals on
Amazon. Journal for
Amazon. You need
joy.
to send some journals over to St. Vincent so I can get some
I do.
sold for you, please. Is
I
there a
do. I do.
boat?
I do. I will.
Is there a boat from Grenada?
Yeah,
Send some on the boat, girl.
I will. I will. I
Yeah,
will. I
so we can get
promise.
our sisters over here. Hey, Jamali, how you doing? So we can send some. We can, because and again, that's another activity or another tool that you can use to sort of, kind of keep you reading.
Yes.
Journaling,
Yeah.
spending
Yeah.
time, board games. Like there's so many family activities that I feel like we used to do as a family before that doesn't happen anymore,
Yeah.
because we are totally engulfed
On social media.
in social media. I mean, I guess I could rock with the LinkedIn because I guess it promotes Babylonian activities, I suppose. But but I mean, I think we could all go for it. We should do that type of challenge, planning and journaling. Yes,
Yeah.
Nikki and Michelle been giving it, and Wendy too been giving it all night tonight. I have to say bye. You
Oh,
might like, oh, Wendy. Well, we'll see you next week, girl.
and let's see in the
You
comments.
see, you see, Wendy's on it. She's used her a lot of times today. She got to go.
Oh,
But
okay, bye,
anyway,
honey. But I mean, Zara, I think we pretty much covered everything, right?
yeah,
That we
I think
wanted to
so.
talk about.
Like, I mean, I think we should do some sort of like social media detox challenge or something. I think we should do that for like
I like that
maybe
idea.
like pre-holiday, like right before the Christmas season, so that we can start off our new
Right?
year to start to release ourselves from. I mean, it's not all bad. It's wonderful. I've all, we're kind of moving from like the moving from the like negatives and the time that it takes from social media. But I also can say like there's certain pages on Instagram, there's certain like psychological pages and like lifestyle pages that's really also helped me to learn
Yeah.
a lot about how to work with some of the struggles or some of the hurdles that I've had, and has given me like an understanding of certain mental health hurdles that I've seen around me in my life. And so with the bad comes the good, because I don't think that I would have like the tools and the knowledge base to be able to maneuver through particular things in life without those tools. So, I think it's more so trying to find that balance between being on it all day long to you know, taking what you can from it and moving forward.
I agree.
You know,
It's just I guess all about balance.
at the end of the day, you know, but we also have to like um, create that balance, you know,
Absolutely.
and start to fill in some of that time with things that's going to help us grow and build as a family and build as like, you know, as our as ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to us. All right, honey. So I think we can wrap. Guys, remember, even if you don't, I mean, send us your information for us to send some credits. We want to give all of the credit.
They
We
don't
want to
want my
give the credit
credit. They don't want my credit. They don't
So,
want my credit. I'm starting to feel offended. I've been doing this for like what, 6 weeks now. I mean,
right?
and they're just like,
So you can direct message Zara or I, and we'll be happy to send some credit to you guys. We want to thank all our wonderful viewers, all our regulars. I mean, I'm really loving the time that we get to do this, Zara. And I mean, your energy is so contagious, and I thank you
girl,
that we
I
get to
feel
come
like your
together
energy was on. I mean, your energy is on.
and talk about it.
You're very lovely, and it's like, you know, you bring that
And
sort of like relaxed but still mindful energy to the to our lives. So, and I'm really grateful for our sisters tonight. They really came out swinging. And the gentlemen,
yeah.
I don't know where Puff went, but we'll see you next week. And all the gentlemen that kind of gave their feedback in, I thought it was very,
We have to bring some topics for the men, like, and need Puff to be on here. Puff said he would be our DJ.
I,
He's gonna do the intro for us.
he's gonna do
So we
our
gonna hook it up.
intro. He's gonna do our
We
intro.
gonna hook it up. We gonna have
You
our
promised.
full
You
music.
promised. So you're gonna have to put
Yeah.
like put on the computer next to your phone and play the intro. The intro
So
when we
next
start.
week, all year we have a dance party before the hot topic. So come with your drink and come with your jig
Oh, wait a
because we
minute,
gonna be
hold on.
with it.
Nikki said men's wellness. I think that's a great idea. We need to get like a doctor that focuses on male wellness, maybe, or like a male Nikki. Nikki, find us a male you. To talk about the penis and the prostate. And can you say penis? Annisha, let me hear you say penis. I don't think they heard you. Say it again. I got you to say vagina last. Say penis.
It's a penis.
Penis. The penis. And you know, so yeah, I think that's a really great idea. Nikki, let's get on and let's start doing our research and let's find somebody so that we can chat about the appendage that Annisha doesn't want to talk about right now. Look at the face. Hello last week. Hello last week. Yes. And yeah, so we gotta get more male topics going, and
Absolutely, because we love our brothers. I know we came down on Kevin Samuel, but Kevin Samuel is a douche. But we love. Listen,
Kevin Samuels has died. I am in
Right.
shock that Kevin Samuels is dead.
But you know, the thing is, we want to make sure that our fellas know that we not hating on no guy. We love all
them.
you.
We need them.
Bad.
I need them. I need you. I need you. You need.
And I don't want to know what life would be like.
We're not that. It's not that kind of show. Like we're
No,
with
it's
it.
not.
You know, but we're in the business of healthy relationships. We're in the business of
Yes.
non-toxic, open, loving, sweet, soft, beautiful relationships. We like to be in the enchanted forest, and we want our men.
Yes. The fairy dust.
You know, we want our men to be there in the enchanted forest with us, just loving us. So,
Yeah.
you know, definitely we value. You know, Kevin Samuels bringing it back. Kevin Samuels talked about high value men. And, you know, I feel like his focus was mainly on like money and things and so on. But, you know, when you have a good man that feeds you with all the good things that can make you. You good? You good over there?
Like, I mean, like, you know, like the good stuff. You like know, a man that affirms you and speaks life into you.
That can feed you. You know, we're here for it all. We're here for it all. So we want our high value men, but not just about what you bring to the table as far as monetarily or things. We want our men to feed us with all things holistically. So, and I feel like the men that join our live is with it. So
They are.
we'll definitely have some topics for the men coming soon.
Yes.
Before our break for this summer. Yeah, nourish me. That's Michelle. Nourish me, girl. I want to hear more about that man.
That is the word.
When you share, I'll share, Michelle. When you share, I'll share. Michelle got all my business out in the street.
I want to hear Michelle.
Look at your face.
Michelle.
You didn't even know.
Michelle, we're putting you back on to join because I want to hear. Okay.
I love it. I just love it. I just love it. She's a happy brown girl in all ways.
Yes. All right, love. So you have a good night and we'll chat again soon.
Yes,
Take care.
See you next week. Everybody have a really blessed week and just continue to shine your light and be amazing.
And you too, Zahara. Continue being amazing.
Bye, ladies. Thanks, bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Night.